You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is I Am Refocused Radio, and man, we have a bonus show episode for y'all today. We are talking to Miss Izabel Gray, and she has a new single that is coming out, right? Is that right? It's coming out soon?
Yeah, it is actually dropping tomorrow.
Oh, man, so fresh out the gate. It's coming out. It's called Be the Difference. And right before we get into that single, the song, for listeners out there who don't know you, tell them a little bit about Izabel.
So I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I was born and raised here. And, you know, I've always wanted to be in the entertainment industry ever since I was a little kid. And my parents were really great at nurturing that desire and helping me achieve those goals, and has had me in the performing arts my entire life. But, you know, I just kind of make my own breaks and get myself out there. And I worked in California and Los Angeles and Chicago and Cincinnati, and just kind of worked my way through the industry on my own.
And when it comes to what you have been doing, you've been like busy. Like,
yeah.
Last time I talked to you, I was doing multiple things with the podcast, and I also had another one that had to take a dive because we're on radio now. So when it comes to you building your music career, and you also do multiple things, you act, you model, you do everything pretty much. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite part when it comes to you being creative as an artist?
I have two, actually. The first one is making people feel something, because as artists, I think that's our job. I think it's our job to make people feel things and tell a story. And I love that part of my job. And then the other thing that is my favorite is inspiring the new generation, the younger generation. You know, having a little girl be able to look up to me and be thinking, wow, I want to grow up and be just like her. It makes absolutely everything worth it.
And when you started to really gain traction with your career in the music industry, mm-hmm. What were some of the challenges that you had to face along the way, as far as like just keeping yourself ready for the next big thing?
Well, I mean, anybody who's in the entertainment industry will tell you it's a lot of rejection. 90% of the time you get told no. And I think it's really important to stay positive through that and understand that your self-worth and your ability and your purpose, it does not lie within somebody, you know, taking you on for a project. If they say no, you know, that doesn't lessen your talent or your purpose or your reason for being there. It just means that wasn't the right opportunity for you. So you just kind of have to keep that mindset and keep pushing forward the whole time.
And when it comes to when you are building your influence with your platform, you mentioned about inspiring people. What are some of the things that you have done as far as building that opportunity, that momentum of every person you get to interact with, whether it's social media or in person, you leave that special connection with them?
So one of the things that I do is I teach dance classes. And so I'm around a bunch of kids a lot. And you know, that was something that I've explained to everybody professionally that I've worked with that's really important to me, is being that positive and good influence on them. So stepping away from music for a moment and looking at modeling, there's a lot of times where models will be in very revealing outfits. And while I have been offered a lot of those projects, something that is really important to me is if I wouldn't be comfortable seeing them in said outfit, then I probably shouldn't be promoting that that's a good thing to wear to post on social media. So I try to lead a very positive and uplifting career and put that message kind of out into the universe for them to look up to and for me to be able to interact with them in a positive and uplifting way.
And speaking of that, that's almost a perfect segue to Be the Difference single that you're about to drop. So this thing is coming out really soon out the gate. So tell the audience a little bit about this song, because we kind of got a little teaser.
Yes.
Building up to this.
Be the Difference is a song that just really came from my heart. I wanted people to know that your efforts don't go unnoticed. Something little can change the world. And, I think a lot of times people fall into the mindset of, well, it doesn't matter because one person won't make a difference anyway. And that's so incorrect. You could be the person that changes the world for the better. And really, I just wanted everybody to realize the power that they have inside of themselves.
And when you started this song, was it something that just kind of flowed from beginning to end, or was it like a work in progress? How did the flow go for you in building it?
So for this song, I worked with Indusol Entertainment, which is the same production company that I did Spotlight with. And so I worked with them and I talked with Mark, who's my producer, and I, kind of explained my vision to him of what I wanted this song to be and what I wanted it to stand for. And just, what I wanted people to walk away thinking about and feeling. And it just kind of all flowed from there. And we got in the studio and, got the recording done, and I just was obsessed with it the whole time. It was so fun, and it was so cool to have that vision of what I wanted the message to be and watch it come to life through every step of the process.
In some parts of your song, one part of your song, you mentioned something about insecurities. Mm-hmm. What is it that you feel makes people get stuck in life? Because insecurities, it can really make you freeze up and hesitate on a lot of stuff. So what do you think is the biggest hang up on some people?
That's an interesting question, because I think everybody's insecurities are different. Even if, I know for young girls, a lot of young girls struggle with body image issues. So I'll go ahead and use that as the example. But even if you have two young girls who are the same age that both have body image issues, they're going to see themselves differently, and they're going to handle it differently, and they're going to struggle with it differently. So I definitely think that, insecurities are personal, and I think it's a personal journey to be able to overcome those insecurities. But I think the biggest thing that people struggle with is thinking that they can't get past them, that, they have to kind of submit to their insecurities and not, live their lives as fully as maybe they could.
And you also talk about change later in the song, mm-hmm. about making a simple change, and that's where it all begins. Talk a little bit about that.
So, it's just kind of what it says. You can make a small change, little steps at a time, and your life will change, and in response, the world will change too. People who think that, either they don't deserve opportunities or they're not good enough for opportunities, or, that opportunities aren't available to them. If you just make small changes throughout your life and changing that mindset and changing your work ethic and your drive and everything like that, the world will open up to you and you will have every opportunity imaginable.
When you see how things have grown, because last time we spoke, you had definitely been doing a lot more things, a lot more projects, a lot more opportunities. What's your proudest moment so far on your journey?
I think when my first single Spotlight released, that was a super, super proud moment for me. Just because it was new, it was the first thing that I had released as a, signed recording artist. So that was a really, really proud moment for me. But I think as far as like my whole career, we threw a premiere party for my single Spotlight in my hometown in St. Louis. And we rented out part of a restaurant, and they played it on all the big screen TVs, and it played on the speaker system throughout the entire restaurant. And looking out from where I was standing with the microphone and seeing my parents and seeing how proud they were and how much joy they had in watching me have these successes, it was everything to me.
When you see all the things that have come your way because of the dedication to hard work and being consistent, what do you tell the person out there listening right now who maybe they found their passion and their purpose and their calling and they like doing what they're doing, but maybe they just feel like they've been slow progress, if you will? What would you tell that person to keep them motivated to just keep pushing forward?
Exactly that. Keep pushing for it. If it's your passion, you can't even process living your life without it. It's not an option for you. So for me, it's performing. I can't imagine my life without performing and without having that be my career, my path. And so, going back to what I was saying earlier, I get told no a lot, even where my career is growing, and it is growing and changing and evolving, I still get told no all the time. And so it's important to let those things, let the rejections and maybe the disappointments fuel you to push you further and to make you push harder and keep working for your dreams, as opposed to letting it knock you down.
And you talked about earlier in the episode about wanting to be an inspiration to people. I believe you're definitely doing that, man. I mean, I'm just going to co-sign right now, right on the jump. But when you see how things are crazy in the world, I mean, we all see, most of us see it, hopefully. It could be a big distraction when you're trying to do what you're doing with your life, with your goals and whatnot. How do you keep yourself from being overwhelmed with all the distractions that are out there?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I'm perfect and that I never get distracted. I do, just like everybody else does. We're all human, but I think when I see things in the world that I don't like, or that are negative, or that make me sad, I use that again as fuel. The career that I'm going into, I'm blessed enough to have a platform where I can reach a bunch of people and really have an opportunity to make an impact and change how people think about things and see things. So I want to do that, and I want to use that platform to be positive and be an influence and show people that, you know, you don't have to be a certain way to be cool or be popular or be, you know, whatever the latest trend is. You know, the world needs you to be you, and no one else can fill that void.
And when you see how things are and how you keep yourself focused and not phased by what's going on around you and not let it affect you, how you keep your inner circle, how you keep that tight as well. Because it's one thing to have that mindset, but how you keep the right people around you.
I have the most incredible support system and the best friends that I could possibly ask for, who are there for me and supportive and get so excited when I have, you know, new opportunities, but also are not afraid to call me out if I'm losing focus, or if I'm, you know, letting things get in my head, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. They really are amazing at, you know, keeping my feet on the ground and keeping me focused, and then supporting me and cheering for me the whole way.
If you had something that you could say right now to anybody out there listening that you want to talk to personally, what would you want to say and why?
Just be you. Don't be anybody else, because that other person already exists, and they're already, you know, I saw something on, I think it was on Facebook, that said, be yourself because everybody else is already taken. And I think that's so true. Don't try to be anybody else. Be you and make the difference that you can make in the world, because only you can make it. And only you can have the impact that you have as you. And I think that's so, so, so important. And I never want anybody to downplay that or not see the value in it.
And back to your song that you're about to release. We're about to play a little bit of it for the audience. And once again, the song is Be the Difference. What's that one thing that you hope every person that listens to it take away from it?
That you are powerful, and you have the power in your hands to take the world we're living in and change it and make it the world that you want to live in. So take control.
Well, that's it off the press, man. That's an exclusive for y'all. You can definitely check out Izabel Gray and what she's doing. And how can they stay connected to you online?
I am on YouTube as Izabel Gray. I am on Instagram as Izabel Gray _, all one word. I have a fan page on Facebook that is Izabel Gray. I have Twitter. I have Snapchat. If you just search my name on any of those, you'll be able to find me.
Well, there you have it. It's exclusive right here on I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, if you want to listen to bonus shows, you can go to IamRefocusRadio.com, go to the archive, and you can find us everywhere. All platforms, all the major platforms, you can find us. And once again, I want to say thanks to Izabel Gray dropping some exclusive, had to pause and say it again, exclusive news that I think is really cool, because the story behind it, the way you carry yourself, all that good stuff. Good stuff for what you're doing, and best wishes for your career and what you got coming next. I know it's going to be greater than right now. So all y'all listening, man, share this with like 10 people and tell them to share with 10 people. And just keep doing it, because I think the content that y'all getting on this show is very positive. It's not just positive, man. It's action steps. We're giving you a blueprint to be your best self. And that's the most important thing ever. So with that said, I'm going to hang up, man. I'm going to hang up and let y'all breathe and let this marinate overnight, or day, depending on when time you listen. But thank you, everybody who's listening to the show. And any shout outs you want to give, Izabel, before we go, for real?
Yeah, my family. My family. 100%, 100 times over. My family. Thank you for supporting me and being there for me and making me who I am. Mark at Indusol Entertainment, thank you for the song and making this dream a reality for me. Thank you to all of my teachers at school for your patience and your knowledge and your training. And everybody listening, thank you for your support. I would not be where I am if it wasn't for every single one of you.
Well, there you go. This is it, man. I want to say once again, thanks to everybody who's been supporting this show. And make sure if you want to give some feedback, you can definitely go to IamRefocusedRadio.com and you can contact us on there. Admin at IamRefocusedRadio.com. Once again, I'm your host, Shemaya Reed. This is Izabel Gray doing her thing, and she ain't slowing down. She's on fire doing what she loves. And if you want to do what you want to do, like Nike, just do it. Stop waiting for permission to live your best life. And with that said, I want to say thank you and have a good night, y'all, because we are out.
Can't you see the power of your words, the writings on the wall? I admit sometimes I wish I knew the meaning of it all. So many hurtful things, no one deserves that insecurity. You should lead with your heart for the world to see. Oh, sometimes it's just the little things, and oh, it's more than just the joy it brings in. You can rain down smiles to brighten up a day, and just know what you do and say can make a difference. You can be the difference. That's the difference. That could be the difference. The world's just like a rainbow, special colors every place. You can be someone's sunshine, the kind that sparkles on the face. Even when your world's apart, it isn't hard to touch somebody's heart. We all can make a simple change, and that's where it starts. Oh, sometimes it's just the little things, and oh, it's more than just the joy it brings in. You can rain down smiles to brighten up a day, and just know what you do and say can make a difference. You could be the difference. That's the difference. That could be the difference. We have the power to change the world. It's in our hearts. It's the will to show, one person at a time, how to love and let go. Let go and make a difference. You could be the difference. That's the difference. That could be the difference.
Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.